wanted to point out too, this new magazine I've made called Hookers and Hoes. It's because, I mean, what I do is I hoe and I hook. Here's my crochet. There's more crochet. It's everywhere. There's flowers and crochet around me. So if you're into both of those things, or an art lover in general, music lover, I think you'd like this magazine. Hook is for, you know, we use hooks in our work, so we're hookers, and hoes like garden hose. This is the first edition. It also comes with a CD. There are artists throughout the magazine. I mean musicians, which are artists. And anytime that they're mentioned in here, you get to read about them, and then you can go back and listen. And it also comes with, so I'm going to try to do that in each one, and also a little little calendar of things to do in our city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So if you're in Oklahoma and you buy one of these online, you'll get a calendar. If you're not in the state, I most likely won't put the calendar in it, but you will get the CD. So if you'd like the calendar of things to do, all you'd have to do is message me separate and say, hey, I'd like it, and I'll fold it up and put it in there for you. Yep, this usually comes folded. The CD will be on top, and I'll staple or tape it to the page. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope that, yeah, this comes with, I'll just go through the magazine too with you just real quick. So here's just an idea of what's in it. Articles on artists, different artists. And then we have sponsors, so that's awesome. Here's different articles on plants, and it's pretty much me being sassy or as fun as I feel like being. Another good sponsor. And then musicians, and all through it there's a crochet pattern I wrote, and then I have a couple that friends just I haven't even met yet, awesome crochet buddies out of town who have been a part of it. These are a couple bars, a place to get a drink at. Miss Nikki High, Route 66 stuff, more sponsorship, art buddies, places to get a little stash if you need to grab a stash, art buddy Ralph, and most of the people in here are just really awesome art buddies, so you can't go wrong with reading it because everybody's so nice in it, and I wouldn't pick an asshole to be in it. So yeah. That's another crochet pattern. So yay. And we'll have another one coming out in fall. Fall time will be the next one. I'm really excited for it because we're going to have an extra pattern in it, and an extra, at least, I'm thinking at least the extra 10 pages or more, 10 to 20 pages. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Get the magazine if you're into any of that. Yay. So I actually just submerged these a second ago into the silica gel before I decided, oh, you should probably make a video of how to dry these. I'm hoping they'll work. I'm gonna put them in this silica gel for about like a week, at least 5 days before I check on them. But here's what they look before. The petals aren't super fragile. I think these are, I bought so many packs I can't remember, but I want to say these are like a dwarf teddy bear sunflower. Very pretty. And if I leave them too long outside, something's been coming along and eating them. And since they're only about a foot tall, and it looks like they get about 2 inches in diameter, 3 inches, it's good to cut them ASAP when they're about this big, because if not, you'll go back literally the next day when it looks full bloomed, and it'll only last 1 day before I have something that likes to eat it. So if anybody knows what that might be that likes to eat it, let me know. It's fine. I like when things sort of eat my flowers sometimes, but in this case it was a new flower, so that kind of hurt my heart. But what I'm going to do here is I have about like about 1 inch of gel. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Wait. Excuse me. I'm just going to scoot some of it out of the way, so it'll be submerged about 1/2 inch. And with this, I guess I don't have to worry about being too fragile. Usually with roses, I would take it and I put the silica gel like this to start, so it gets in the grooves really good, and then I would flip it over fairly quick. But I think with this, you could actually just shake it into the gel and you won't really hurt it. And I'm just gonna fully submerge it, and I'm gonna scoot it over so I've got plenty of room for this one and the last few that are left out in the garden. And I'll get those in the next couple days. But there we go. And we'll come visit this thing in about a week. At least 5 days I'd give it, but it's pretty big or pretty thick head, so we don't want to take it out prematurely and ruin what is going on with it. But yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm not even gonna worry about the stem right now because that hopefully just dry on its own. But yeah, we'll see what that looks like. I have given Maddie scissors. We are looking for things to cut and just test out drying silica or just air dry to see what happens. I know if we were to cut zinnias regular, look at that happy bee. If we were to cut zinnias regular, they would just go brown and go to seed, which is cool. But maybe if we get one with lots of petals, we can get a result for it in the silica. But like I said, if we don't put it in anything, I know it will brown. So let's try. This one's pretty fresh. It came out yesterday, and we'll cut it about like 6 inches down. Yeah, that one's pretty. And then how about daisy? You want to try a daisy over here? It's Shasta daisy. We just did the video on the Beatrice, so make sure you watch that, guys. You could cut that one down about the same. That'd be awesome. And cut 2 of those. I'm gonna see what one looks air dried and what it looks like when we silica. And over here, let's see if we can get a hunk of this Rudbeckia. You can cut like down there, and then we'll cut that in half, and we'll silica half. Yeah. Hey, man. Let's see what else. I know. Ooh, roses. We should definitely do the roses. Those are the cantaloupe coneflowers. No, don't be cutting those. The people need seeds of those. I'm waiting for those to go to seed for you guys because it's so pretty. And this plant was really expensive for a bare root, so I thought I would let it go to seed for you guys. And you can grow it. It takes about 2 years to see it flower from seed. So some people see it first year. I think these are a little too sad now to try to get anything from but seed, so we'll leave you. But yeah, definitely want some roses. I wish I could get them from the hardy hibiscus, but I think those would just die off. Forget-me-not would probably do okay. But hold on. Let's see. There's not many flowers. We'll let that bloom a little more and maybe do one on that. Here is the yarrow. I should have just cut it right before it's seeded, but it does pretty good just drying on its own. And I really want to see if it'd make a big difference on its own versus silica gel. So this flower has been bloomed, I'm guessing for like 3 days now because the petals are really fragile. So you don't want to cut roses like that. You really want one that's bloomed. This one probably bloomed yesterday, so it's a little harder. Let's cut him off, like just right here, not too far down. Like here, Matteo. Yeah, and then I'm gonna take the leaves off. And we'll put him in the gel. And I think, sorry, this looks a little like a grave site right now. I was just gonna try to get, you know what roses kind of look like whenever they dry natural though. I'm sure you guys know they just kind of get, I kind of look like this. This one it's just kind of crispy, and this is what it looked like before. So we'll see how well we can preserve it like that. And I don't think there's anything I have in the back right now, but I could. I'm honestly not sure how lilies do, and I think this is one of my last living lilies. You want to try to do a lily mad? Yay, nay? Yeah? Will you cut this one for me? It's already kind of bent. Awesome. Yeah, we'll try lily. And will you cut off, I usually cut off these things right here that hold the pollen. Will you cut them off near the top? Because, no, ooh, not that far down. Yeah, just because they'll stain your clothes, countertops, pretty bad. So, but they're so pretty. So pretty. Where I did liatris and I cut down all the lilies. Everything's kind of dying because it's just that time. I don't think there's anything else back here that we could really cut. Actually, there is cornflower. Cornflowers, we have the blue. So I think it can get kind of crispy and blue and keep its color. But we'll see it versus the silica gel versus just all natural. You want to cut some of these for me, Maddie? Plus, they're not doing too hot. They look like they're done. Here, we'll do it towards the bottom. Yeah. We'll do one like that, and we'll cut that one for me. And maybe this one. And then we'll use 2 of these to air dry and 2 of them to silica. But yeah, I'll show you guys what they look like, and I'll do a video of how we're gonna stick it in the silica gel. Oh, looky here. The cannas are going to seed. Those seeds and most stuff you see around here will be on the Etsy ASAP. Whee! I got to clean the yard. Clean the yard. Yes. Some hellebores and some beautiful weeds for you to look at. Shasta daisies I'm trying in shade. Rose. But yeah, now we've made it full circle around here. Trying to think of anything else, but right now it's kind of all that's left because it is hot, hot, hot summer. Can you guys hear that? That's the cicadas. Looky here, we've got a little collection of cicadas. Maddie, I don't think you've seen these. Here we go. Me and Sunny been picking up the shells of the lotus. So, woohoo! Alright, I see we have a couple coneflowers, or we have quite a bit of the pink, and I have some on the site already. Oh, really, Bee? You're gonna make me sad. I'm gonna have to cut that in a sec. It's for science. I'm gonna definitely cut this one. Oh, and he left, so I'm gonna cut this one. And we're gonna see we can silica that one too. Actually, I think I'm gonna do both because they basically do the same thing as zinnias. They turn brown and go to seed. So I wonder if them in the silica gel will do any different. Same thing sort of with Rudbeckia. They do the same thing. But yeah, let's see. We have our gel over here. And I'm just gonna put the rest in some kind of small vase to dry out or a box where they can lay. I think I'm gonna start with getting some of these. I tried to do the sunflower. Did not turn out well at all. I figured it was only single petaled all the way around, but it was so pretty. But yeah, that's what it looked like. So I'm just gonna let it dry out normal now and just take seeds from it because it was a pretty sunflower. Thank you, Maddie. Taking out the rest of the petals. And then we're gonna make some room here for these different ones. I'm gonna do the rose first. Can you hold this for me, Maddie? Because the rose is pretty fragile. You back it up just a little bit. What I like to do with roses is stick it sort of like throughout the petals first because they're so fragile. And if you stick them in there and smoosh them, you could mess up the flower. Just kind of whoop. And then cover it all the way. I'm going to kind of do the same thing with the zinnias, humongous. I'm going to cut it a little bit. Just kind of get some down in the petals, especially towards the middle. Well, yeah, that's probably okay to shake this one. I hope it turns out cool because it would be fun to reserve the zinnias. And they do so well in the garden for me and easy that it would be awesome. Bug in there. Little spider. Live. All right, and the daisy. And they look pretty fragile, like it's gonna dry out. So I'm actually gonna silica both these. Because if not, I'm afraid they're gonna do like what a zinnia would do
or Rudbeckia and all that and just dry out and be sad. So we will try to preserve it. And I've got a little more silica in the house that I will put probably on top of any of these little empty spaces. Oh, let's get these in there. Cornflower. Oops. Oh, and the cornflower. And the Rudbeckia. I think I'm gonna do like a little, like a one maybe. I'm gonna pick the best looking one. Maybe this one, and then just dry the rest out in a cool, dry place. Would never recommend drying anything outside because it'll just get really gross from the heat. Because whenever you're pulling from these, it's most likely like summer and spring. It gets hot, hot, hot then. I'm gonna go in and put more silica gel over this. And with this one, I'm probably gonna fully submerge even the stem of the lily to get it all the way in. And this one actually has some burnt edges, so I'm gonna cut off the little burnt edges before I put it out. Biting me in the silica gel. So it doesn't look as pretty as it should, but it's my last living lily, freshest living lily, so woohoo! We'll leave the cornflower to dry natural. We will leave this to dry natural. And like I said, the anything that's left just pretty much goes brown and crispy without any silica gel. So that's what that'll look like. So woohoo, we'll see you in about 5 days to a week.
All right, I'm also doing these little marigolds right now. Here's some fresh picked ones. These are what happens if they dry from this in a week. And right now I've flipped these over in the silica gel. And then I was going to show you, I put a layer of silica gel, press them down gently, and then I'm just going to literally cover it all up. I'm not going to cover the all the green, but just the edge of the green that meets the petal. And then I'm going to check these. I'll give these 7 days. I could give most of them. And I'm just going to cover that all up, and then you'll be able to see what they look like. It's been a week in the silica, a week without, and then here's what they look like fresh, of course. I'm actually going to do another layer right here since I had these extra. Okay, so this is the end result of what they all look like after about a week and a half in the silica gel. I am going to do a part 2 of me unveiling them and showing you how to get them out exactly, but here is what they look like.